One of the points about making money that I have never really realized until this last couple of years, that money comes when you learn to work with challenges. Hello, Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia and this is Transurfing TV, guys. And today I'm going to be talking about speed bumps and challenges on your way to the goal, or hiccups on your way to the goal, or something playing out that is seemingly against your intentions, and how your perspective on these events actually can make the difference between making or breaking your progress to the goal. A lot of times people become discouraged when they come up against challenges, and like someone said in the Facebook group today, that when they have chosen a goal and then they see challenges, they see that as they've chosen the wrong goal and they need to back it up and choose something else. And this is absolutely the wrong way to be looking at it. There is no path from point A to point B without its challenges. And your ability to resolve and work with and see the advantage in challenges is actually what is going to get you to that point B, right? So here's the difference. It either stops you or it either gets you there, but it is all based on your perspective of what the challenge represents exactly. And if you can switch over to this mindset that I am going to present to you today, then you will make it to the goal, right? You absolutely will. Before I get started, remember to like this video and comment below and subscribe to our channel. Only 50% of you guys watching the videos are subscribed. We greatly appreciate your energetic contribution via your subscription here at Transurfing TV. So do us a favor and subscribe below. Teachable Reality 2.0 on Teachable, link below, check it out, and the International Transurfing Institute Facebook group. Join us there for dynamic conversations such as these ones that we're going to have today, topics such as these. So, speed bumps. I have really started to sort of run this visual in my mind that anytime I come up against a challenge, there are two different ways, well actually three, that I can approach the situation. One of them I never do anymore, and then the other two are usually the two different variations of how I can act when coming up against a challenge. So what I see a lot of people doing is, let's say that they have chosen a goal, right? Or they have set an intention, they want something, they're headed towards something. And then they're driving their car there and the challenge presents itself. I know this is gonna sound weird, but this is actually, and I've done this so many times in my life in the past as well, and I'm sure you have too, but what a lot of people do is they start driving up with their, theoretical car to that speed bump, and they say, oh no, there's a speed bump. Well, that doesn't look good. I think I'm just gonna turn my car around and go in another direction, or stop driving altogether towards the goal, right? This is oftentimes when people, again, decide to give up on something because it's that fear of not being able to make it over that challenge, which if you look at things from this perspective, you'd realize it's just a fucking speed bump, right? You can just drive right over it. But for some reason, as human beings, we like to blow things up bigger than they are and catastrophize and view something such as a challenge as a sign that it's not for us, right? Or a sign that it's too hard, or, well, how many speed bumps are there going to be in between this point A and this point B? That seems like too many. I might as well give up now. So here's the cool thing that I have learned about speed bumps, and I have learned this in the last 5 years of doing what I'm doing with all this stuff. And I initially, when I encountered a speed bump, I would stop. There was times that I would stop entirely on what I was doing because I did not want to address the challenge. What I've realized is now when I come up on a challenge, I decide that I'm going to accelerate. I'm going to press down that gas and I'm going to just fly over that speed bump as quickly as I can. I'm going to do what I need to do with the challenge, and I'm not going to worry about being a perfectionist and how I address or deal with that challenge. I'm just going to get over it, because here's the thing, when you're doing something, especially when you are headed in a new professional direction, or you are throwing yourself into a field of some kind that you have no familiarity with, you are going to encounter that same sort of stuff in different ways as you are traveling from point A to point B. So spending time trying to figure it out. Now, that's not to mean that you don't want to become a master of your craft. You absolutely do. But you are going to have many opportunities to refine your technique on how you deal with specific challenges, not just that one. So definitely don't allow it to stop you, don't allow it to slow you down, and don't allow yourself to get into a mode where you feel you have to absolutely perfect that specific aspect of what it is you are doing in order for you to move on. Press the gas down, fly over that speed bump, and continue on your way. You will encounter via outer intention everything you need to develop yourself and your ability to address that challenge again in the future. And as you move through that initial challenge, when you encounter it the next time, it just becomes easier and easier and easier and easier. So here's the thing. The first point that I want to make is this is where heart and mind coordination matters, right? So getting back to the statement that the individual made on the ITI Facebook group, that this person chooses a goal and then they see a challenge coming and they think, oh, wait a second, I've chosen the wrong goal. This isn't for me. I might as well back up and go start something else. So when you have true heart and mind coordination, this is like you're driving your car super fast, right? You're driving your car super fast because it feels super good and you really don't give a fuck. No, you're driving your car super fast towards that goal and you love it and nothing is going to get in your way. If you feel as though you are headed in the direction of your goal and a speed bump causes you to stop your car and either go over it slowly or worse, turn around or get out of your car and give up entirely, you probably have not chosen the right goal for you. When you choose the right goal for you, and I'm speaking absolutely from experience here, there is no just getting out of the car or turning the car around, right? Because you feel where your car is going. You know where your car is going and you're loving the direction your car is going, and anything that you're encountering in between point A and point B is simply just an obstacle or a challenge that you can blast over when heart and mind coordination is prevalent, right? Again, if you don't have the energy to get over those bumps, or they're causing you to get caught up too much, overthink, your mind's questioning, is it the right goal for me? If you have chosen the right goal for you, you should never question if it's the right goal for you or not. When you have chosen the right goal for you, that will never become a doubt. You just know it, right? You just know it. So don't slow down. This is a big one. Don't ever, 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 ever slow your car down when you are now addressing things from a place of being logical and rational and taking time to think about things. That's one thing, right? Addressing each challenge from a place of dealing with it logistically and all that stuff. I don't want to be misunderstood here, but taking it as a sign that you need to slow down, that's an entirely different thing. And it's this slowing down that becomes sort of the habitual pattern until you lose your momentum entirely and then just give up on the goal. So keep your momentum going, right? Don't slow down and let yourself fall into a place where you're just kind of coasting and you're no longer accelerating to that goal. Inner intention versus outer intention. This is a really, really big point of coming up on those speed bumps. Again, if you are coming up to a challenge and you feel as though how you're going to resolve this issue, how you're going to solve this problem, whatever it is that you're coming up against, if you're like panicking, how am I going to do this? Do I have the tools to get over this challenge? What do I need to do? This is putting it all on you, right? And again, when you put things all on yourself, this can be really destructive to your goal, because oftentimes our world, outer intention, has much more of an ability to resolve problems and find solutions for us than our inner intention thinking mind can, right? So what I like to do now is when I come up on a challenge, that theoretical speed bump, I ask my world for assistance. I continue to travel at the same velocity, momentum, all that stuff. My car is going, right? But I know that my world is going to come and help me out really quickly with whatever information it is that I need to access to help me resolve the challenge. And if it doesn't, right? If it doesn't, and I've had a few times, especially with what I'm doing with transurfing, where I've come up against stuff and I'm like, shit, I don't know what to do, and it doesn't seem like outer intention's helping me out, then that's when I decide to lower levels of importance and take a break. Because sometimes taking a break with the intention to start back up as soon as you gain whatever access to whatever information you need, then it's like I get in the car and start traveling again. So there are a few occasions where I absolutely have stopped, but I feel that in these times it was necessary for me to just back up off everything and wait until my world gave me the sign, gave me that cue, okay, it's time to get back in the car and continue on your journey, right? So really being able to ask yourself when you come up to a challenge, am I trying to resolve this problem? Am I trying to find the solution with inner intention? Am I paying enough attention to my outer environment and my world potentially offering me what it is I need to resolve this issue or challenge? This is huge. This is wildly energetically effective because, again, you don't lose momentum, your momentum, trying to figure everything out via inner intention. This is, again, another reason why people stop and simply get out of the car or turn the car around and go in another direction, because the inner intention exhausts the person to the extent that they simply cannot see, how am I going to get from point A to point B? I'm freaking exhausted, right? Outer intention is the savior here and helping you steady energy towards your goal. Now remember too, a little side note, when you have heart and mind coordination over something, true heart and mind coordination, this is what activates outer intention. right? So there you have it. If you don't have heart and mind coordination and you're working with inner intention, you might as well stop the car and get out, because you're probably not going to get there. If you have heart and mind coordination, outer intention is going to show up for you consistently, right? Because this is how the alternative space is sort of accessed for what we need to merge with that version of reality that we've chosen, outer intention bridging us to that place, and heart and mind coordination being the key that sort of initiates all that to happen. So without heart and mind coordination, kind of like up shit creek with no paddle, right? You gotta have this, because you gotta be able to access what it is you need to help you get over those speed bumps with outer intention, because you trying to do it all from inner intention is going to be energetically ineffective and exhausting. So the winner is the one who doesn't stop. This is something that I've realized, and it's pretty amazing, because I kind of had my challenges initially with a lot of different things that I was doing, comparing myself to others and thinking, oh, others are better than me, and others have more of this, and others are getting luckier than me. And I'm realizing, no, they've just been going longer than you, right? Anybody who doesn't stop is going to win the game. So it's all about consistency, and again, traveling at a velocity and not letting those speed bumps slow you down, traveling at a velocity that is going to propel you from point A to point B, and you realizing that it's about you keeping that momentum, right? Keeping that forward movement going in the direction of your chosen goal, your trajectory. So here's one cool thing about money that I've realized. I've been speaking a little bit about money lately, and one of the points about making money that I have never really realized until this last couple of years, that money comes when you learn to work with challenges. So again, people that are struggling financially are the ones that get out of the car or turn the car around when they encounter a speed bump that looks too intimidating. If you can learn to get in there and work with challenges as they come up and start seeing them as what is going to help you ultimately get from point A to point B. So again, my little visual that I run in my mind, instead of stopping or turning the car around at a speed bump, I use the speed bump as something to blast off of and actually gain more momentum towards my goal. And it seems like the more that I view challenges as they come up as positive and learn how to work with all the different facets of a challenge and actually resolve it, the more money comes in my direction. So it's kind of like a key to financial wealth. And if you look at people that are highly successful, have a lot of money, they're not letting challenges stop them. They're learning to resolve them, and it's in this resolution of challenges that you stand apart, right? You are in front of the race, because the other person is behind you, being intimidated and not knowing what to do with the challenge. If you can continuously work with challenges, this is kind of like you're on a racetrack, right? And you're going there, and your momentum's going, and you are being successful. And again, in my experience, it's a product. Money is a product of you really tapping into exactly the information you need to resolve your issues or your challenges, and doing what you need to do in those moments rather than stopping yourself, or worse, giving up. right? The money will ultimately come if you do not stop. So let me know your thoughts on this one, everybody. Are you stopping at the speed bumps? Are you turning your car around? Or are you blasting over the speed bumps, using them to actually gain momentum towards your goal? And I hope that those of you that had questions about this on the Facebook group or watching this video now, definitely let me know your thoughts. And thank you again for watching, guys. Bye.